Have you noticed how every year things seem to get a little more expensive? A decade ago, a plate of chicken rice in Singapore did not cost as much as it does today. But over time, it costs more to produce. The price of running a business, such as rent and operations, and the price of rice and chicken have gone up. This is when prices rise gradually. Is there a term to describe when goods and services become more expensive to purchase and enjoy? Yes, it's called inflation. Inflation is when prices rise over time. Hi, I'm Rashan Gidwani, and you are watching another episode of Finance Zen. And this time, I will be telling you all about inflation. Let's say you make $4,000 a month, but chicken rice now costs even more. Housing and transport prices have also risen. That would mean that to keep up with the rising costs of living, you need to make more money. So over time, your purchasing power decreases. Why does inflation happen? If you've heard of the term supply and demand, then that definitely applies to how inflation behaves. In some cases, it's extreme, like how flights got really expensive for travelers when the COVID pandemic was at its peak. In most cases, it's a gradual increase of prices. During the pandemic, workers fell ill and some factories shut down in China. There were production supply issues. Say you wanted an extra 2 office chairs for your office, which were imported from China, and you went to your local store to buy them. Because China was not exporting as many chairs as it once was, the local store you normally go to had to increase their prices to keep their business afloat. So say you had $100, which you thought you could buy 2 chairs with. Now these chairs could cost $120 instead. Inflation. Here's an example from a time in history. Once upon a time, crops failed in Russia due to bad weather. Due to bad judgment and poor decision-making, America sold too much wheat to the Russians, and there wasn't enough left for the Americans. Most people couldn't afford to buy any wheat in America because prices rose sharply. Another example that happened more recently is when Russia invaded Ukraine. This caused global supply chain disruptions, and the world witnessed the prices of fuel and food increase. Did you know that Russia and Ukraine make up almost 1/3 of global wheat exports? War? It's definitely not good for inflation. Another reason inflation occurs is that we generally expect prices to rise. This is called built-in inflation. Employees may ask their employers for a raise so that they can maintain their standard of living when goods and services prices rise. Let's recap. Inflation is when the prices of goods and services rise over time. How has inflation affected you? Let us know in the comments section, and while you're at it, please like and subscribe for more. Till next time, ciao!